Demons Discuss TV Review, Season 1, Episode 8.
Welcome to Demons Discuss, the unofficial podcast about the All Souls universe and the topics that orbit it. We are your hosts, Angela, Jean, and Valerie. I'm Valerie, and with me is Angela and Jean.
Hello.
Hi. Yay, this is the last episode.
Well, not our last TV episode, but the last episode we discussed about the TV show.
In depth. And then we're going to have to wait. Boo. And watch it repeatedly.
Yes. So what are we talking about today, Jean?
We are talking about the final episode of this first season of A Discovery of Witches, which is jam-packed, to be honest with you folks. So it better strap in and hang on because the wagon is going to be flying. We may be hitting some bumps, Dukes of Hazzard style, at the rate this is going.
God, I better get the bungee cords.
No kidding.
I know. I'm just telling you. I mean, think about the cliffhanger we were left at.
Yes.
The Hot Barn and Juliet.
I know.
And Diana, and everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
I know, but we're not there yet, Jean. We didn't even get in the wagon yet. Hang on.
You asked me what we're going to talk about, and I'm just telling you where we're starting from and where we're going.
You're right. You're right. My bad.
Just let me give everyone my oral roadmap.
Okay. All right, guys. Before we get into our Patreon spiel, this is where I need to let you know that All Souls Con 2019 tickets are on sale. Yay!
Oh,
yes. Oh, yeah. It's that damn time walking. It gets us confused.
I know.
So does my memory, though.
I know. So these tickets have been on sale as of February, so get yours today. It's in Cardiff.
Yes.
Where they filmed the show. Woo! Yay!
Okay, how much more special? Now, before the TV show came out, in the U.S. at least, A Discovery of Witches TV was trying to lure All Souls Con over there via a tweet. It was an innocent little tweet. Hey, why don't you come out to Cardiff? It'd be fun. Now that we've seen the show, it just means so much.
Oh, my God!
So thank you. You can't see me bow down fanning you A Discovery of Witches TV, but I am.
I know. And all you needed to do was dangle that in front of Laura. So thank you, Laura, for taking the bait. Woo!
Yes.
So if you'd like to do that, go to allsoulscon.org/tickets. Yay! And we'll see you there. We'll be there. Hey. Yeah.
Be square.
Okay, guys, as our TV coverage draws to a close, and there's still 2 episodes left, as Angela said, so don't panic. We want to heartily thank our patrons for helping us get these episodes out to the general public. So thank you. Yay! We pay for cloud storage, media hosting, web hosting, equipment expenses, software subscriptions, and all the boring and costly shit that's required to put together this hot, messy podcast, right?
Fonts, stock pictures, all the stuff to keep us legal and above board.
My sound effects, yay!
Those two.
Right. Our patrons are listeners just like you, and we love on them properly. So, Jean, how do we show our love?
We show our love by giving them a whole panoply of swag and special consideration, including our after show, which gives you the double dose of demons on off week. Well, there is no off weeks during our TV season, but every other week you'll get a dose of demons and their nonsense. You also get, at our any level, you get the after show sticker, and as the levels progress, bigger and better swag, including tote bags.
You know, some people like Jean's F-bombs and swear words. I love when she uses words like panoply.
Panoply.
when she uses words I don't expect. That's why I love my Jean.
I'd like to keep everybody on their toes.
I love that we live on different areas and we were raised in different areas, because I'm like, does she mean panoply? Because we all pronounce things slightly different.
I know. It's a Midwestern thing.
Yeah, Monopoly. Sounds like Monopoly to me, this New Yorker. I was like, I think she means panoply. That's what she means.
I'm a little more peripatetic than you are, so there.
I love it.
So now for our episodic. See, I said that wrong.
Ooh.
Now for our episodic boring reminder, we will attempt to only discuss the TV show. Attempt is the key word. If you haven't noticed, we haven't mastered that skill yet.
Keep trying, though. One of these days we'll get it right.
Maybe next year, I think. So during the first part of the episode, we'll do a book comparison. Oh, no. First part of the episode, just TV. And then later we'll do a book comparison.
And we will announce the spoiler
We will
zone.
announce, right? And if you haven't read the books yet, we will warn you. So you can stop this episode if spoilers aren't your thing. But if you don't care, then keep going.
Power on through.
Yeah. So our random patron sponsor today. Drum roll, please. Yay! This episode is sponsored by Valerie Nauer. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thanks for sponsoring us in this episode. Yay. All right, there's an adventure calling. Jump in the wagon. Let's go. Let's fucking do this.
Let's do this.
I hope we got a full tank of gas.
This episode, the gang is all here in all
God,
locations.
Oh, my God. All here. Okay, so, all right, let's shake it off. When we left off, Diana was going through some magical self-defense training in the woods. Matthew was encouraging her to detect his presence without using her outer senses. She's just to use her magic to find him. Well, it works because she senses a vampiric presence, and as she's working her way towards it with her eyes closed, we realize she's going the wrong direction because Matthew's over there, Diana. But who did she find? Juliet. And this is how we open. Oh, my God.
Shit.
Oh, what did you guys think of this?
After I recovered from my heart attack,
Oh, jeez.
man, it just, ugh.
I don't know. I think my first thought would be if I were Diana, it's like, oh, she's so pretty.
You know, they say forewarned is forearmed.
Yeah.
Even being forewarned here, it was no help.
No.
It was
Right.
still like, "Ah!" It's like,
No.
don't go into the woods. It's the blonde girl from Nightmare on Elm Street. Don't do it.
Oh, my God.
Okay, if you hadn't read the books, if you hadn't seen the 7 episodes before this, and you just opened your eyes for the first time and she was at your fingertips, I'd be thinking, she's unhinged. I'm scared.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
But as always, Matthew's going to come to the rescue. So he vampires swiftly over there. And Juliet's got some things to say to him, you know?
Hello, Matthew.
Is your bear here with you?
I've left him. You abandoned me! And now, you're mating with her.
If you had her.
I have to know how she did it. Kiss her. Or I'll make her bleed.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
No.
And the thing that struck out to me is how she was so upset on how she was abandoned. Oh, you abandoned me. Terrible.
Oh man, it was Alex. She's like
Alex.
from Fatal Attraction.
I was like, wait,
Dan.
Yeah.
It was so totally Fatal Attraction. I loved it.
Yes.
The thing is, kiss her, I'll make her bleed. And it was just like the books. See, I already fucked it up. I already messed up.
But that's not bad, though, to say it was like the books.
See, I didn't spoil anything. It was just like the books. Anyway, kiss her, I'll make her bleed.
It was kind of creepy hot.
You think?
Creepy. Emphasis on the creepy, but
Did you feel my judgment a little?
I felt the judgment 1,000 miles away, but I'm used to it because, you know, I like the stalking.
Yeah, I know. So Juliet observes Diana's reaction to Matthew's kiss, and she's realizing from the look on her face, this is all that I got out of it. She realized she was being used by Gerbert. She felt used by Matthew. And it was like it all hit her in that moment that her circumstances are absolute garbage, man.
And it's like, oh, shit. Miriam was right.
And then she lashes out. I mean, Matthew took the brunt of it, but I mean, I'm no shrink, but she's like bipolar. I mean, that's what it looks like. A bipolar vampire would just be a mess to deal with. So,
and knowing that she's so attracted to him, she craves him. You don't expect that she's going to do that to Matthew. You think it's going to be Diana.
Well, but on the other hand, it's kind of like, wait, I don't get to have him. I'm going to make sure she doesn't get to have him because he wants her.
Nobody has him.
Yeah. If I don't get him, nobody has him. So
at this point, she gives no fucks. She has nothing to lose. She's already lost Matthew, so she's just going to do what she's going to do.
Yeah.
So she got Matthew good, and
no pun.
No pun intended. And then here comes Diana, and bam, all of a sudden, she's strong. She throws Juliet aside, and Juliet's like, your magic can't save him. But her magic can kill Juliet, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about this scene. The arrow, the flames coming out of her hands.
It was so perfect.
It was awesome.
Fucking awesome.
It's like she didn't think twice. It's like, bam, flames came out of her hand. She drew back, and that arrow flung. And Juliet's
the special effects were just great. Oh, I loved it.
She went all the way through the window.
Yeah. I expect her to be more barbecued, though.
I was going to say, I thought the whole arrow and bow and arrow was spectacular, and the velocity and all, and the speed. But then I did want her to be a little crispy. Remember the oubliette in Interview with the Vampire when Claudia and whoever she turned the older
Claudia
woman she
and Madeline?
turned. Yes, and then the sun came over the opening, and then they turned to like crispy ashes. Yes, that's what I expected. I wasn't disappointed that it wasn't, but I was like, I thought it was going to be that way.
She died pretty.
I was kind of expecting, like you said, at least a little. She should have just been a little bit singed, maybe at least something. It's like, come on, people.
Well, at first she went through the window, and then Diana rushed to Matthew, and I thought, well, we don't know that she's really dead.
I know.
And
that was my thought, too. I'm like,
yes.
Oh, shit. I mean, after what happened with Louise Brealey and Jillian, I'm like,
yes.
Oh, shit. Is she really dead or not?
Right.
I'm worried about this. This is not good.
But the second and third look, it's like, she's done. She's toasted.
Well, then they do show her close up then, where she's clearly finito.
Yeah, she's done.
She died, like you said, she died pretty.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think they could bear to make her a crispy critter.
You're right.
That's true. It may not have been in the makeup budget either.
Yeah. So what did you think about her call to the goddess when Diana calls the goddess for help?
I was hoping Chloe would show up.
I was too.
Yeah, because we originally speculated that she was going to be the goddess.
And I was wondering if that was her voice, honestly.
Yeah, could have been.
Pulling double duty.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to check the credits. I don't know. So the goddess answers her and gives her a knife. So
yeah, the disembodied goddess voice.
Yeah. I was hoping to see her, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
Well, maybe we'll see her next season.
I hope so. I hope we see her in at least the dreams or in the in season 3.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that scene in season 3. Mm-hmm.
That we're not going to spoil. We're doing such a
till the end.
Good job. We're so. Keep
I just said that scene. I didn't describe it.
All right.
So
pan to Sarah, and she's checking her mail, and she's
stop.
Okay.
She is beautiful. Alex Kingston is beautiful. I just I was stopped in my tracks. Like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful.
Yes. She's luminous.
Yes.
Oh, if my crown hood is like that, I'll be so happy.
But I love her in character. She just whips down the flag of the mailbox.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Bills, fuck it.
Yeah. So she's checking the mail and she sees Marcus and Miriam zip out to the woods. That puts her in panic mode. So she calls for M. And then we witness the scene where Diana saves him. She gives him enough blood to give him the energy to take the good stuff from her neck. And then we see Matthew looking at himself from her point of view. And it's when he witnessed the mating scene from her perspective, he's able to stop himself. So I thought that was really good that we got to see him through her.
The perspective turned inside out was really clever.
Yes.
Very, very clever. And it took care of a lot of what was inner monologue in the book and accomplished a lot, which was great.
So the next scene, we're in the Bishop house and Marcus is tending to Diana, giving her a transfusion from blood he got from Oneida. I like that tie-in.
I did
anyway.
too, yeah.
Yeah. And Matthew's like, use the other arm. It's already open. And Marcus tells him that it's not good. It's tainted by his saliva, just as in the books. And now we're in Venice. And Domenico has arrived to Gerbert to deliver some juicy gossip.
Any news of Juliet?
Afraid not. Unlike her to run away.
Have you heard anything more about Matthew?
He's not at Septor.
He's hiding somewhere with Diana Bishop. We must find them. Well, what?
I have other news. If I shared it with you, I'd be taking a certain risk, which I hope you agree deserves some reward.
He is like the gossip monger. He is like the capital G gossip monger.
He's got all the tea, man. He's getting ready to spill it everywhere.
Yeah.
He's got it all. So Gerbert says, have you heard from Juliet? And Domenica's like, huh? It's not like her to run away. Wonder what made her do that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So he's such an instigator. Anyway.
He keeps everything on its toe, everyone on their toes.
Right. And so Domenico's like, I got the tea. I'm about to spill it, but you'll need to know it's a bit risky for me to spill the tea. But hook me up with the benefits and I'll tell you how I caught Satu. I'll tell you about how I caught Satu and locked her up, okay? So basically that's what happened. Domenico came over and said, hey, Gerbert, I have some information, but I feel it's a little risky for me to tell you, so you're going to hook me up with whatever you're going to hook me up with, right? And
it's spectacular. And I mean this in a minimized way. That's all he's done is collect bargaining chips throughout these 8 episodes. And I love it.
Yes. He's got shit on everybody.
Yes.
Not only has he managed to collect it, but he's playing a pretty fierce game and playing it well.
Oh,
absolutely.
My God. Geniusly. He's just doing it so good.
I expected more sniveling and showboating and not much thinking. And there's a hell of a lot of thought going on. Mm-hmm. A lot more than I expected from that pretty face.
He considers all angles.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it always, you can tell when he's considering it too on screen. He's always smirking.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know how I'm going to play this. Mm-hmm.
He's got swagger, of course, but he's fearless too. He'll go to anyone's house. And, no one comes to him. He's the one doing all the running around.
I know. He's the one doing the collection. He's like, you don't know you want this, but you want this.
Right.
And do you know what else is really kind of spectacular about it? He is absolutely non-judgmental.
Yes,
No.
you're right.
He'll make a deal with it. He'll make a deal with anybody.
You know what?
He kind of doesn't care what anybody. He doesn't care about the politics. He doesn't care about.
Is it? Dare I say? It's a little Felipe-ish.
A little bit.
A little
bit. Mm-hmm. And he's very slick on how he does it. Very
he
slick.
was a doge. What do you want?
And Gerbert is like, you greedy little fuck. He's like, I know I'm going to pay your price, but I have to tell you, you're a greedy little fuck.
And he says it with such derision. It is just delicious. Trevor Eve is so fantastic in this role because he just has that gravitas, like that evil gravitas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever the opposite of swagger is he's like so contained and he's like, no.
Yeah, you could not control the hair on the back of your neck from standing up around him.
No. He's,
So now we enter where Satu has been imprisoned.
It was looking vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
It's like wet and not so pleasant.
I know. And Gerbert starts questioning, what did you do with Mary Diana? And Satu says, I set her free. She was under your thrall for too long, and Gerbert didn't seem too concerned with that. He wanted to know about Diana Bishop. Is she powerful? And Satu tells him she may be more powerful. And Gerbert's upset about this. And you held me back from her. You let Matthew get to her before me. And here Gerbert seems upset that Matthew is intending to use Diana as he used Meridiana, you know?
Right.
He's projecting a lot. So
well, it's kind of like Juliet. It's like, if I can't have Matthew, no one can. And he's
right.
And Gerbert seems to have the same sort of mindset when it comes to Diana. It's like, wait a minute, I'm the only one who should have her.
Well, and he's obviously hypocritical. Do as I say, don't do as I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that each and every one of these congregation members, I know the big cover is, they're breaking the covenant. But no, they all want her for different reasons. It's like,
most of them are not altruistic either.
No.
About the only one who's being somewhat altruistic is Agatha.
Queen Agatha, our queen.
Bow down.
Oh.
Yeah, she comes the closest.
Yeah. So Satu goes on to say, look, I didn't mean things to happen that way. And Gerbert takes her measure and says, she really did defeat you. And yeah, Satu's kind of like a shade of a witch. There's not very much left to her. She lost her power
not the
there.
Terminator anymore, that's for sure.
He realized Satu's power didn't return and Satu's in survival mode. She's like, Baldwin's kept me here because I'm dangerous to him. Want to know why? Please don't kill me.
Right.
You know, it's like,
everyone at this point is thinking and staying alive.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so we're back to the Bishop house. And Miriam is talking to Matthew, and Diana's laid out. She seems to have a newfound respect for Diana and Matthew, how Matthew resisted killing her, and Diana's got some killer powers. So you can see the respect in her face, like, wow, what the hell? What's going on? And Miriam wants to study her DNA, and Matthew's like, no. Miriam's like, come on, man. We've never seen a witch this powerful. Come on. And he's like, okay.
Think about how long she's been around, and she's saying, I've never seen a witch this powerful.
Matthew's like, okay, I'll ask her.
Sure. You're embarrassing me. God. Ask her. Stop.
Be cool. It's okay. Be cool.
So Diana comes to, and she's like, you crave me, dude, and you did kill me. And then she asks about Juliet. Did you love her? And I know we've read the books, but I mean, it's like, I don't know if I'd be that cool.
When I read the books, and this isn't a spoiler because it's just mirroring this scene, basically, I was jealous. I was jealous for Diana. Once that he loved her, that he loved anyone else other than her.
It's like, but she's so pretty.
She's like so. I have a girl crush on her, except for the whole crazy part. Just saying.
Matthew says, well, you saved me. And she's like, yeah, I killed her. I took her life and I don't regret it. So Matthew's thinking out loud.
But I thought that was odd.
What?
Just odd dialogue.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it. I'm like, well, of course you don't.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have.
Right.
Gonna regret it.
I mean, that was even a topic for a discussion.
Yeah. Stick a pin in that. We'll get back to that at the spoiler zone.
Okay. So Matthew's thinking out loud. He's like, babe, we're in trouble. We got to get away from this mess. What if we time walked? What if we hid in time?
That. I love that, though. I mean, it was like,
what if we hid in time? Yes.
Ooh. Plot twist.
Did you love her?
Once. She was Gerbert's creature. He trained her to infiltrate my heart and my family.
I took her life.
You saved me.
I don't regret it.
We can't yet protect ourselves. And if Julian could find us, then Knox can, the congregation can. We can't just sit here waiting for that to happen. Dad, what if we time walked? What if we hide somewhere in time?
What? And Diana's like, okay, you know,
She's just like, sure.
okay, sounds great. All right, so back in Venice, and Baldwin is making the trip. He tells Rico to call everybody, Rico, Diane, and they're going to try Satu. They're going to put Satu on trial, and he calls Matthew. Look, dude, your time is running out.
I can only stall them for so much longer. And I do love his office is just like, I love
and you know
that
what,
office.
Gene? Originally, when you mentioned his office, it is in the congregation.
Yeah.
I realized that this scene because I was like, maybe that was, I was like, it's got to be in the congregation because he's walking through the halls after talking to Rico, and then he goes in that office. So
I loved it because he's got a little drink on his coffee table or his wine table or whatever he calls it. And he's got no papers on his desk. I want a desk like that.
Statue of Dante Alighieri.
So he got rid of everything that doesn't bring him joy.
Yes. He condoed his office. I love it.
I know. It's perfect. It's from the time he went back to Japan in 1590.
Okay. So Matthew, he's talking to Baldwin after they hang up. We're back in Madison with Matthew. Matthew notices a house acting up and a poppet comes flying out of the wall. Like,
yes.
That house is going to put somebody's eye out before it's all over.
This one was kind of like a Santa gift, though. Just like slid out of the fireplace.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad.
It was a little weird, though, because it kept twitching.
Yes. Yeah.
It was kind of, the twitching was kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's a poppet. Witches use these to cast spells. I've never seen one so old before.
Didn't your ancestor, Bridget Bishop, have a problem with one of those?
Yeah, they used it as evidence to convict her at Salem. What is this? An earring?
It's Isabeau's. My father Philippe gave that to her, but she lost it hundreds of years ago. How on earth? What is this house trying to tell us?
So we learn about Bridget Bishop a little bit and poppets because, Matthew says, hey, didn't your ancestor get in trouble for these things? And then Diana goes on to say, yes, she was put on trial, Salem. And,
We all know how that turned out.
Right. Not so good.
But the poppet says, but wait, there's more.
There is more.
There's always more.
Diana studies the poppet and an earring pops out and Matthew identifies it as Isabeau's. Ooh.
Isn't that weird? The two matriarchal figures in one poppet.
And one poppet. You got the Bridget Bishop's poppet with Isabeau's earring inside it.
Uh-huh.
Oh. And so Matthew's like, what's the house trying to tell us? And we're like, I don't know. Keep going.
Right.
Come on, let's walk through this. Unpack the box, Matthew. You can do it.
Oh, so we're at Septour now. We're witnessing Isabeau gathering the Knights of Lazarus seals. Hamish is packing books. Mart brings Hamish a case. Matthew will need this too.
There's no box of tea. There's still no box
tea.
Of tea.
There's no tea.
Just saying.
No damn tea.
Matthew will need this too.
I'll be sure he gets it.
Send him and Diana all our love.
After having been through 7 episodes now, I have to say, every scene, I'm like, I love you, Domenico. I love you, Isabeau. I love you, Hamish. I love you. Everyone that showed up, I'm like, I love you.
I love you. I love you all. I save my special love for the Queen.
Agatha.
So we're at the Bishop house now. It seems they've broken the news that they plan to time walk to a place where they can hide. And then we enter it with Matthew's protest. He's like, you can land in an epidemic, a war, who knows, And Diana's like, wherever we go, it has to be somewhere where she can learn about her magic. And then Matthew asks Emily about Stephen's powers and what they need to travel in time. And we learn about the 3 things. Well, we learned about it earlier, but they're kind of emphasizing it here.
Yeah, Emily says, Stephen said, and I'm like, Stephen, I love you.
Stephen was their discusser in chief.
Yes.
He seems to have discussed a lot with Emily.
I know.
This is true. I love that. I love the comparison.
So Matthew's got stuff coming from his past lives, and we're going to assume that's what Isabeau, Hamish, and Mart were doing at Septur. And the big question is, how do you return from the past? And Emily's like, oh man, we need some powerful spells. And Sarah's like, and that's going to require some training. Sarah has spoken. Get out and train, Diana. Gotta train.
That sounds daunting, though. I mean, she didn't make it sound easy. She's like, well, if you don't go too far back. And at this point, we don't know where they're going.
No. No one's freaking out.
No. And I was.
I mean, it's like, how's this going to work, guys?
Right.
Wait a minute. We need to think this thing through a little bit
I
more.
know.
Open your mind. Think about the still room. You have to want to be there more than here.
Where will you be?
Depends when you arrive. If it's before you left, we'll be there. If not, we'll be here.
Time to take a big step into the mysterious. Pick up one foot and travel.
Focus, Diana, focus.
So we're out in the woods where Diana is practicing time walking, and Matthew is pacing in the still room. And I love this. He's being a worrywart.
It's like an expectant father almost.
I know. She could be stuck in time. How do we get her back? And Miriam's in the room annoyed by his fussing and worrying and is like, relax. Like an Angela, relax.
Yes, I did think of that because she did say verbatim, relax.
Relax.
with her magnifying glass and rock or whatever.
Whatever she was studying all board,
I was
right?
waiting for the eyebrow.
Right.
Yes.
So Diana flashes in the room and she's like, yay, I did it. And Matthew's like, yay, I knew you could. And I don't know if Miriam's face read this because it was priceless. She's like, I'm not sure if Miriam's like, bullshit, Matthew. You didn't know she could. Or, holy shit, she did it.
I was thinking the latter. I thought the latter.
I think it was probably both.
Yeah. I loved the scene when she was about to time walk, though, that Emily remarked, magic is in the heart, not the head.
Yeah, don't you want to see Matthew? Magic's in the heart. I love the way she played Emily. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Not so noodly. I like that. All right, so now we're back in Venice with the congregation. Gerbert is busting into the witch's archives and catches Peter off guard. Beware the witch with the blood of the lion and the wolf. And Peter's scrambling for his stress ball. The proper word is petrosphere?
Petrosphere.
Petrosphere, yeah. It's a petrosphere, audience. It's not a stress ball.
I was waiting for him to just throw it at Gerbert, like hoping to clonk him in the forehead with it, which probably would have been about done him just about as much good.
Oh my God. So Gerbert has a theory that this prophecy has to do with Diana. And Peter's all like, I'm all concerned about Satu. All of a sudden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What have you done with her?
Peter is of this whole bunch of dissembling people, he's the worst at it.
He's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's just terrible.
About the only person he could lie to convincingly was Diana.
Yeah.
You're right.
Pretty much. It's like, don't fuck with me, Peter. I mean,
oh, God. Yeah, everybody must know he's a freaking liar.
Buying what he was selling.
Yeah. So Gerbert says Baldwin has her. It's a stalling tactic. So they join forces. I mean, that's a scary thought. Peter and Gerbert. So
my poor Baldwin.
We're back at the Bishop house again, and Hamish has arrived. He's brought 2 demons with him, Sophie and Nathaniel, and they have something for Diana. And then we pan to the kitchen. I think that's where that is. And Sophie's telling Diana that she's been trying to find her, but they had no idea where to find her until Queen Agatha told them. And Hamish chimes in, Agatha Wilson, congregation member, and I vouch for her. And Matthew's like, what? Agatha? She's in the congregation? And that was a big deal to him. And Hamish is like, Agatha is trustworthy. And Matthew says, how do we know that? And Nathaniel said, because she's my mother. So
valid point, though. Point taken.
Yeah. So Sophie gives Diana the chess piece. And we learn, well, actually, it was a statue. Well, she thought it was a statue. And we learned that it was from Matthew that it's actually a chess piece and it was his. And Sophie's like, well, how did it wind up in my family? Oh, shit. How did that happen?
Good question. We'll have to wait and find out till next season.
And Nathaniel's thinking things are getting to be weird. And
just now this is occurring to him that things are getting weird.
Things are getting weird. And for those of you drinking along at home, he's about to say, fuck this shit, I'm out.
I was going to say, I totally felt for Nathaniel at this point. I'd be totally like that at this point. Be like, let's go. Let's leave.
I totally feel for Nathaniel because he's like this super rational demon. I mean, he's even more rational than Hamish is at this point because he's like, what the fuck?
No,
he doesn't know any of these people.
No.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here.
And plus, they're vampires and witches that can kill him, man.
Yeah.
So, Sophie stops him. She's like, dude, if we can't tell these creatures, who can we tell? There's vampires here, there's witches here. And I'm thinking, Nathaniel's thinking, yeah, that's why we need to
exactly
why we need to leave. Nathaniel remains wary, but Sophie isn't cowed. She tells them, my parents were witches. And that's like a big shock. Miriam's like, oh, cross species. That's impossible. Well, apparently not, Miriam. Not this time. So
yeah. Suspend your disbelief, okay?
Here we go.
I love their faces, though, how they all kind of leaned in. They're like, what?
What?
Yeah.
So from this next scene, it appears Sophie and Nathaniel are staying because Emily's showing them to the rooms upstairs and, telling her where the bathroom is. And then we pan to Diana, Matthew, and Hamish. They're talking about Sophie's problems and what would happen if the congregation finds out about her being a demon of witches and possibly carrying a demon or a witch child. And Matthew's contemplating that earring and the chess piece that were in the same place on All Souls night, same night. And Diana thinks that Halloween would be an optimal time to travel because there's not a lot keeping the living from the dead during that time. Mm-hmm. So maybe they should time walk then. And Matthew's like, are you going to be ready? Diana's like, we're going to have to be, dude. So
right.
Yeah.
This is happening.
I'm on it.
We pan to the pumpkins. Sophie's carving a bunch of pumpkins on the porch.
Just a few.
Yeah. And we see this great exchange between Marcus and Nathaniel.
Yes.
And I love that.
Oh, I know.
We can put them up the driveway.
Problem is, those rules haven't actually changed since their establishment during the Crusades.
That's what I mean. The congregation are using ancient texts to corroborate modern prejudices.
Well, they're getting along.
It's good for Nat to have someone to talk to. He wants to change the world. It's hard to do that on your own.
And you, honey, who do you have to talk to?
Me? Well, I'm fine.
I couldn't sleep last night, and I heard you crying in the bathroom. Bad dreams?
I don't want to worry, Nat.
Tell us.
And Sophie's happy that he has a friend. And Emily wonders if Sophie has anyone to confide in. And poor Sophie, she's like all alone with her dreams. She's like, and then she's having bad dreams. And Emily heard her crying. And Sarah and Em have her back. Man, they're like, you're with witches now, girl. We got you.
I just love how it's been like go, 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 go through this whole episode. Then you've got like this cute, it's not necessarily cute, but this really domestic, intimate scene.
Small scenes.
Where
diversion.
Yeah.
Where you've got all three of the species just sort of being together and sharing all the, not wonderment so much as like, holy crap, what are we going to do? And it's really a matter of them leaning on each other in that moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked it.
So Marcus starts chopping wood.
I love that.
Oh, that was the best.
And Nathaniel is standing around in awe of his wood chopping skills. And we witness this little jovial convo and they're, getting along really nice. And Agatha calls Nathaniel at that point.
But Marcus says he does it so easily because he's had a couple 100 years of practice. Not that he's a vampire.
Yeah,
I know.
But he's had practice.
Yeah, that's true. So Agatha calls Nathaniel and he assures his mother that he's fine. And there's 3 witches, 3 vampires, and 3 demons. And no one's killed each other yet. And I love Marcus' little...
facial expressions are like the best. They're so hilarious.
They are.
So our Queen Agatha tells them to be careful. She's headed back to Venice because of a meeting that was called. She instructs him to tell Diana to be careful. So now we're upstairs and Diana and Matthew are taking a trial run to Septour the night of their dance. They're all dressed up, and we'll have to talk about the tie business later. But they're all dressed up like they were that night, and Diana's in her problematic jumpsuit. Remember, audience, although we love the way this outfit looked, Jean did point out that a jumpsuit are bad for your kidneys. So refer to episode 4.
Yes. I am very...
So is podcasting sometimes.
Very anti-jumpsuit.
Podcasting is bad for your kidneys sometimes, too.
Yes.
True. Okay, so we head back in time. They made it. It seems they made it to the correct night, and things are a bit less tense this time, I think.
I love Isabeau's remark, though. He's like, you look lovely, mother. I look no better than I did this morning, Matthew.
I know. And they're relaxed because they know what's going to happen. You know, they've seen this movie before. So Matthew dances with Isabeau one last time before they go. And I thought it was a lovely scene.
Yes.
They just kind of slowed it down. It was like, oh.
It was very sweet.
Very sweet. So back in Venice, Peter and Gerbert are stewing a cauldron of bitter. and their plan to take Baldwin down commences. And yeah, I didn't like this.
Oh, I
don't like the two of them scheming.
And I don't like them scheming against my Baldwin. I just don't like it.
No. And as now we are the TV viewers because we didn't have this in the book.
It's
so
like,
what's going to happen?
I'm like, I'm not liking this one bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So back in Madison, the merry band of assorted creatures are having a nice sit-down dinner, and I love this scene.
Yeah.
And we witness the different conversations. Emily's asking if they made it to say goodbye to Isabeau, and we see Marcus singing his siren song to Sophie, "Give me your blood, and we'll see if the baby's a demon or a witch." He's always after the blood, man.
He's relentless.
I know. So don't you want to know? And Nathaniel's like, what? No. And Sophie's like, yeah, I want to know.
Sign me up.
Really cool.
It's just ironic. Yes, vampires, you would think that they're always bloodthirsty, but he's bloodthirsty in a different way.
Yeah. I just need a sample.
Right.
It's like they finally let him into the lab and he's like so addicted to the hunt.
I was going to say he's addicted to the analysis.
Yeah.
He's always got like a couple tubes in his pocket, man. I'm ready. So Sarah gives her toast to unusual friendships, and I love that.
Yes.
I love Sarah.
Cheers. Cheers. Here's to you, Sarah. Okay, so Hamish and Matthew are talking about the Brotherhood, and Matthew's being straightforward with Hamish. He has to pass on the Grand Master position because Diana has to learn these spells to bring him back. And if she can't, they're stuck. So, oh well.
Oops. But not before you find out that Hamish is a knight himself.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, oh, I imagine you still want me to be a knight. Well, yeah.
Sure. Of course I do.
And he credits Hamish with the operation running so smoothly because of him.
Yeah, which was weird.
Which is weird because we didn't really hear so much. We didn't really hear so much about the operation of anything up until now. All we really saw were the seals, and
See, but that's just when you have a good demon running something. It's flawless, it's seamless, and it's not until Matthew or Matthew-like person gets involved that you notice that things aren't seamless.
Wait a second, right. I resemble that remark. Witness me inadvertently changing the cover page for our discussion group and not being able to fix it.
Oh,
you were so cute, though. You're like, I'm embarrassed. I virtually hugged you.
I hit the wrong one. Oh, no, I can't find the right one. It time locked on me.
I can laugh all I want, but I did a side note. I did do that to Valerie, too. I think I erased her whole Prince article.
Oh.
Oops. I did have a draft, though.
Yes, that's why I'm laughing, because I hit it all's well that ends well.
We can all laugh about it now. Back then, it wasn't so funny.
It's like, that's why you save your work. You never know.
Right. You never know when you work with two demons.
What's going to happen? Okay, so we're outside on the bench, and Hamish is talking to Diana. He asks her if she wants to know where they're going, and she says, no, I just want to be right here in the present.
Matthew's playing his cards close to his chest. Don't you want to know where you're going?
No. No. I want to be here, present, for the time that we have left.
Traveling back in time, you'll be totally reliant on him. You do realize where you're going, it won't be the same man.
And I like this conversation. Yes. I did. It's just nice and peaceful.
Yeah.
But Hamish warns her, you're going to be totally relying on him, and he's not going to be the same guy back then. And she's like, okay, I'm in the present, dude. No, you can't talk to me about
It's like, I was waiting for her to have like a little, like, you know, sun reflector and sunglasses. Like, don't talk to me, dude. I'm soaking up the sun. I'm just soaking up the sun, having a good time here.
Or either that and a little yoga pose.
Yeah.
Like,
you're harshing my mellow.
Yeah, don't harsh my mellow, dude. Okay, back in Venice. Peter's checking on Satu's status. How are you feeling, champ? And she's like, my power's coming back. Peter's like, good. We're going to need that shit. So, yeah. Okay. So back to Madison, and we're saying goodbyes. And Matthew instructs Nathaniel to take Sophie to Septour if anything seems weird, and that Isabeau will be expecting him. And Sarah and Em are headed to Isabeau's. And Sophie and Diana are saying their goodbyes. And Hamish and Matthew are saying theirs. And Matthew tells them that they might find the book back in time. And Hamish is like, good. Come back and bring it with you. All right. So that's what's going on.
Yeah. It was very like dude friendship, which I liked. It was like, it went back to like, it reminded me of that section in episode 2 when they were just leaning against the car and just hanging.
Yeah.
I love that though.
They have great chemistry. Matthew Good and
Greg McHugh.
Yeah.
I think so. Whether it's scripted or not scripted, I love when he says, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Even when he's not being condescending.
Right.
Okay. So we're back at the congregation, and Satu's on trial. And what a mess this meeting turned out to be.
I hate this. I hate this so much. I was yelling at the screen.
So Baldwin is stripping Satu of her congregation membership for abducting Diana Bishop without the congregation knowing. And it's like, yeah, so you're going to be stripped of all your privileges. Chamber adjourned. And not so fast, Baldwin.
Yeah.
And not
like,
so fast.
What?
Yeah. Satu has something to say. She's like, I did it because you were conspiring with Matthew to keep Diana from us, dude. You're busted. And Baldwin's like, control your witch, Peter. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
She's got no proof.
Yeah.
And Geribert's like, I want to hear what she's got to say. Okay, witch, tell us the story. Story time. Come on.
Yes.
That is the last dude you want to hear story time from.
Oh, geez. And then Satu's glossing the story over, saying, we wanted to talk to Diana, so we're safe. But Matthew followed us with Baldwin, and Baldwin was helping them, okay? And Peter's like, damn, Baldwin, working against the congregation is treason. And Baldwin's like, what? I hate my brother. Why would I help him, though? It's all crazy. So
you could, if you had extra eyes, you'd see his eyes rolling in his head.
I know. And then Gerbert spills the tea about the Knights of Lazarus. And man, it's getting deep in there. It's just a lot of mess happening here. Yeah. And Domenico's giving a little sneaky, smirky side eyes to everyone. He's just taking this whole thing in. And
it's like he's watching a ping pong match.
Yes.
And Gerbert is like, hey, those knights were out there to further the vampire cause. Do you hear that, witches and demons? The vampire cause. And Baldwin's like, oh, no. No. We're philanthropic. We help people. That can't protect themselves. We're good. And Peter's like, Matthew ordered you to protect her, didn't he? And then in my head, I'm like, damn, Baldwin, you're right. Matthew got you in a shit ton of trouble.
Right. And in my head, I was thinking, Peter, how did you know that?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, look. He's not even in the scene, and he's hot mess Matthew.
I know. So he tells Peter, no, I didn't do that. But Gerbert tells on him, and he tells the chamber that Baldwin's heart is beating double the speed, and his pupils are dilated. You lie. You liar.
Yes.
All lie. And mayhem, as we find out in this chamber, is tradition. So
that's why there's no table, come to find out.
Yes.
They broke it.
With few shit stirs, it causes immediate chaos. So they all start throwing varied accusations. Peter's like, vampire conspiracy. And Gerbert's like, I'm as shocked as you, Peter. And then he demands Baldwin to step down. And Baldwin's like, oh, you wish, dude. I'm not stepping down. And Gerbert's like, okay, then I'll make you step down. And then Queen Agatha steps up and reminds
yes,
everybody.
But the punishment that he threatens is pretty severe.
Yeah, I know. It's really fucked up. So Queen Agatha steps up and reminds everybody that we don't use force in this chamber, and we're all going to adjourn and calm down. Thank you, Agatha.
The voice of reason.
It gets to be too much, so we're just going to relive this scene via clip because the punishment and all of that, we'll comment on it after the clip, okay?
Baldwin de Claremont, you have committed treason against the congregation. Your punishment is death by beheading and fire.
That is a punishment suited for the 14th century, not the 21st.
It comes from our ancient testimony. There is no newer one to replace it.
There is one congregation rule we mustn't overlook. Each of us has one vote on every decision in this chamber.
Does that include me?
You're still on the congregation, so yes.
As am I. I also have a vote.
All those who accuse Baldwin of treason raise...
Wait! Unlike the vampires, demons give everyone a voice. We will recess and discuss this further.
Make it quick.
All right. So, yes, Queen, after Gerbert's declaration, Agatha puts a stop to it and says, we will recess and discuss this further. And he's getting in Gerbert's face like that. Demon for the win. I mean, when she left that chamber, she stopped and looked at Gerbert like...
She did. And I was glad she did because he's the one that stood up first and started walking towards her. And she just sat up kind of straight. And right at that moment, my Roku went out for like 10 seconds. I'm like, she better be beating his ass right now.
Yeah.
And it came back on and she was walking out and giving him the eye.
Oh,
she was side-eyeing
girlfriend was
his
so
ass.
totally Nancy Pelosi-ing that moment. All she needed was a red coat.
And her sunglasses, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the chamber reconvenes and they vote on a verdict. Final vote for treason. The witches and Gerbert vote for treason. Baldwin, the demons, and surprise, surprise, Domenico vote against. So Gerbert is floored. He feels betrayed, but I figured Domenico doesn't want Gerbert or Peter in charge. So, he's happy.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell's going on with this? There's more to play on this hand.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it's a scripted show, but if we are to speculate, do you think Domenico knew what he was going to do when he walked into that meeting? I always feel like he's like waiting, whatever he's going to act,
whichever
in his
way
best
the wind
interest
is,
whenever it happens.
Wind is blowing, and I think he did what he did, and I agree with you, Angela. I think Domenico, the character, walked in there not knowing what he was going to do, and then when he saw all of the demons, because the demons were kind of a wild card and all this, it could have been unanimous against Baldwin, but when all the demons threw their weight behind Baldwin, I think in Domenico's mind is like, this is getting interesting. I think I'm going to see what, and it was more like, I think I'm going to vote with these guys because I want to see what happens.
Yeah, there's more to play out.
Yeah.
I think that's where Domenico, the character, is very savvy. He knows how to read the wind. He knows how to read the room and see where this is going. I think a character like Gerbert or Peter would walk in and say, oh no, this is what's going to happen, and that's that. And Domenico walks in like, I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, I'm going to get mine.
Well, yeah, and either way, I got something in my pocket that I can play. I'm cheating at cards 6 ways to Sunday. I'm sure I've got the right ace shoved in one of my pockets or up one of my sleeves. I'll win either way.
Yeah. When the series first began, and he was investigating the bloodless corpse, I thought he was Gerbert's errand boy, and I was glad to see as it progressed, he's his own person, and he's just investigating, observing, doing things to his advantage, and collecting.
And he kind of explained that in that conversation with Juliet. It's like, I was born here. I love being here. This is my home.
And none of you bastards are going to run me out.
Yeah, so I'm going to make it so I'm comfortable. So I'll do something for Baldwin. I'll do something for Gerbert. I'm going to make sure where I'm at is good,
Yeah.
Okay, so in the end, Agatha dismisses the motion and we go on with our lives. And that was close, Baldwin. You owe Agatha big time.
Man.
Big fucking time, dude. You owe her. And Peter's like, you'll keep your head for now. But where is Matthew and Diana?
No, he says, where is Matthew Claremont and Diana Bishop?
That's right.
I love it.
It's like mom and dad when they use your full name. Not good.
Yes.
It's not good.
We'll play that here in your honor, Angela. Right
Thank
here.
you.
All right.
You may have kept your head on your shoulders for now, but you will tell us. Where are Matthew Claremont and Diana Bishop?
So out in the hallways, Baldwin's wiping the sweat off his brow. Do vampires sweat even, though? I don't think so. But
no, in fact, Matthew Good asked Deb, and she said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was probably trying to calm down his heart rate.
Yeah, I know.
Undilate his eyes.
So Domenico walks by and he's like, dude, you'll be hearing from me. You owe me a lot, dude.
That was like so fuck you. I loved it. It was like,
His smirk here was absolutely legendary. It was like, yeah, I'll be talking to you.
I'll have my people call your people.
Right. And now Agatha. And he thanks her and she tells him, you owe us a debt. And so now Baldwin's in the hole to both Domenico and Agatha. Jesus, Matthew.
I know.
Poor dude.
Oh, man.
He still acted bold, but his body language, and he kind of slunk, his shoulders kind of slumped up to his ears when he was like listening to everyone like give it to him in the chamber. I'm like, Baldwin, come on.
Snap out of it.
Yes, thank you.
I was channeling Angela in that moment.
I really understand the term as far as how it relates to him. Shit runs downhill. So Baldwin was putting up with all this shit in the congregation. So by the time he's talking to Matthew and Diana in the other books or the other seasons or whatever, he's not in a good mood.
Right.
Oh, man, he's pissed.
It's like, you guys don't even know. They almost fucking took my head off. You know how close I am?
Yeah. I almost went to the literal gallows.
Yeah.
Man.
Wait. I just got to say, do you think that they had the librarian update the death method right then?
It's like, get Rico in here. So change that whole thing where it says it's death by beheading.
Yeah.
Can you scratch that part out?
Yeah. Why haven't we updated this sooner?
Yeah. We're going to
need to modernize. It's the 21st century.
Version 2.1. Thank you.
I mean, dead is DED, but still, let's have it 21st century.
Oh my God. Whew. Okay. So now we're back in Madison and goodbye, Emily and Sarah. Stop making me cry, Sarah.
I know. This is like the dream sequence with their parents. Them packing the car, saying goodbye.
And it was even blocked the same. Which is why I was like, oh, this is horrible.
And we'll talk about this in the spoiler zone, but Emily saying goodbye was just like,
so hard.
I know.
So
I just got the chills right now. But of course, then it broke when Sarah's like, because this is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I drop Harlow off for volleyball. Listen to your teachers.
Yeah.
Bring it back to reality.
Yes. But see, this is like having your daughter actually listen to you for once.
Yes, this is true.
Where your daughter looks at you and is like, okay, I believe you now.
Right. I'm not to that point yet.
Yeah, no, you'll get there. Okay, so we're flashing now. Sarah and Emily have said goodbye. We said goodbye out the back window of the Jeep. Bye,
Jeep.
And now we're with Miriam, and she's swabbing Diana's cheek, and she packs her shit up, and she's like, yeah, I gotta go now. I hate buys, so bye.
Oh, God.
She gives Matthew a little elbow squeeze. I thought that was cute.
It's like, yeah, see ya.
But that look, when the screen door slammed and the look on her face in that second, it was like, it gave me the chills. It really did.
Yeah.
Because she played
she was
that.
Scared.
She played that moment so quietly, but so powerfully. I'm like,
yeah,
Miriam, oh my God.
She was scared for them. Yeah.
I love
Besides that, when she said, I hate goodbyes, did not like their 1,000-year history like flash before them?
I know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, we'll talk about that in the spoiler zone and the other goodbyes she's had to have said.
Yeah.
All the other goodbyes.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we're just with Marcus, and Marcus like looking at him, and he's like, okay then, bye. And then because Matthew's just being quiet, and you can tell there's more behind him, and Marcus is standing there looking at him like, it's all right then, bye. And then he passes the Brotherhood on to Marcus, and I was like,
as the viewer, you finally notice the envelope behind his back.
Yeah. It's like, why is he just standing there? Oh my God. Yeah. They hug goodbye. And now we're on to Diana lighting up the pumpkins. Yep.
Try not to tear up here.
Matthew's just kind of smiling because, she's lighting them up, and before she couldn't. So that's cool.
Teresa Palmer's face, though, as Diana, she is so pleased with herself. It was so cute. It was
like
adorable.
A child.
Yes.
I did what I did.
Yes.
And then Matthew says, it's time. It's time to go. Oh,
yes.
Oh, God.
Shivers.
Okay. So they're walking in the house and they're
This is
turning
how we feel right before our con panel. It's time.
I know.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Here we go.
Yep.
She's like running back to the bathroom. Wait, I need to, whatever. I forgot my mascara.
So they're changing and getting ready to go. And Diana brings up the ring. Was it a ring? What? Because I didn't look close enough. Was that a ring she found that she said Isabeau put this in with the clothes?
Yes, it was the ring.
Yes. And she's like, it's engraved, and she read the posy. So they're getting dressed. And meanwhile, Baldwin, he's trying to get hold of Matthew. On the phone.
Pick up your fucking phone is all I kept thinking
I'm like,
about.
pick up the phone, Matthew. Those assholes are on the way. Get out, you know. Oh,
Answer
my God.
your fucking phone.
Oh, I get you, Matt. I get you, Baldwin. I understand. Pick up the phone. It's like, you know, when I got to get you guys over Messenger and neither one of you are there because you're doing your life, and then I have to text you.
Oh, I know.
Yes. A text is like the bat phone.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I got a text. What's going on?
There's important shit happening.
Why didn't Baldwin try that? He should have tried text since they were picking up.
I don't know. I don't know where Matthew's phone was, but he's too busy.
2009. They didn't have the phones they do now either.
Yeah. That'll flash if you set them to flash. Oh, shit. Pay attention to me.
That phone.
Yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, Satu, Gerbert, and Peter are approaching the house. I mean, there's a spell in the house.
I love there's a spell in the car. They're writing like a little disguising spell bubble.
Yeah.
I know.
The whole car. I love it.
And when Satu says there's a spell in the house, I just think it was the house protecting them.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah. So pan back upstairs and Diana's reading the Faustus book and she's like, oh, Christopher Marlowe. And Matthew's like, yeah, we were good friends. He inscribed that for me. You know, no big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No biggie.
And Satu's doing some spells and they're outside the house where Matthew's like, no big deal, you know?
And they're still in a disguising spell. They're in like a little bubble. So no prying eyes, I don't know, miles
and
away.
The
can
phone's
see
still
them.
ringing and...
Oh my God, it's just a mess. And back to indoors and they're getting ready to step into the future. And then back to Satu and her spells look to be working. And then back and Diana turns around in a flash, but where's Matthew? And then bam, black. What?
Yeah, and Satu blew the door off.
Yeah. What is going on? Oh, that was a rough episode.
God,
so rough.
It's going to take us a while to recover from that. My God.
Oh, that was
talk
rough
about a
episode.
freaking cliffhanger.
Jeez.
I do have to say, I specifically looked at all the lamps and all the lighting in the Bishop House room that they took off in, and where they landed, there was a very nice Renaissance candelabra in the background.
So there is that.
Oh, so there's that. Okay. Was it there before, though?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. That's amazing. Now I have to go back and look. Ooh.
We can talk about it more in the spoiler zone of what our hopes could be.
Yes.
With the continuation, what the next scene could be.
Okay. So anything else about this episode before we move on?
I love what they did with Baldwin to up the tension. And
yes, absolutely.
Like you said, Angela, now it's like, you get it. Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. And it's not that I didn't really get Baldwin. Baldwin was all about business. But now that I see what he was dealing with, oh, fuck you, Matthew. Come on now. Fucking help me out. Help me help you.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway.
It's kind of like your pilots.
Yes. Please help me help you. Okay, audience, for those of you who don't want book spoilers, we are going to say goodbye to you. Goodbye.
Bye. Demon kiss. Mwah.
And now that you have your demon kiss, the rest of you, follow us after this break and we will enter the spoiler zone.
Yay. I wasn't kidding when I said podcasting is bad for your kidneys.
Oh my God.
Find this show wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Contact us. We are at demonsdiscuss@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail, 360-519-7836. Or leave us one on SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com/demonsdiscuss. Hit us up on social media, and we are at Demons Discuss or at Demons Domain. Join our Facebook group, Demonic Discussers. The keys to get in are in the show notes. And if you're listening on your mobile device, click the description. It'll be there too. Become a discusser. And there are 2 ways to do that now. And if you're in the U.S., text ADOW as in ADOW, as in a Discovery of Witches. So text ADOW to 444-999 or visit demonsdiscuss.com. Scroll down, fill out the form and spammer code, and that's it, you're a discusser. Visit our main site, demonsdomain.com, to see what we're up to. And if you like what you hear, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Keep Angela alive! Okay, so the ending. This is my big thing for the changes. The ending. What was wrong with the original? This ending was hurt my heart, man. What's going on?
It's excitement. It's TV excitement.
I know. It's a TV excitement. I guess because the ending of the book ending was very quiet, and it was very hopeful and evocative. And the image. I liked the excitement from the TV show ending, but I missed the imagery from the book ending. But I suppose we didn't have smell-o-vision, so some of that wasn't going to happen.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And I'm so happy we got to see the danger Baldwin put himself through.
Oh, yes. No, yes and no. I'm just saying I am so happy that everybody got to see all the bullshit he had to put up with, but it hurt my heart to watch him go through it because it's like, okay, I knew all that was going on off screen, and it had to be, and who knows what's going to be going on next season off screen, coming onto the screen, I should say, in present day. But it's just like, man, this guy's gotten such a raw freaking deal.
And the fact that he's in debt to Agatha and Domenico, of all people.
Geez. That is like such a crazy ass combination too.
But I felt bad. I mean, had it gone the other way, I thought he's all alone. What if he dies all alone? I mean, here he goes. He helps everybody. I mean, it's almost like a Philippe type of thing where he was going to almost die alone.
Yeah. With everybody pissed at him.
Yeah. Damn it. My other thing is the house was one of my favorite sections of the book, and it was basically split in 3 parts: Oxford, Septour, and Madison. And as much as I adored Septour and Oxford, Madison was my absolute favorite, and I would have loved to see more of them all together. Yeah.
Because of this episode?
Well, no. So I'm saying in the books, how it was split in 3, I loved Oxford and Septour, but Madison was my absolute favorite because I guess in the TV show, I would have loved to see them all together like that. And what we got was good and well packaged. So well packaged that I want more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So I guess that's a complaint, sort of, but not really. A compliment and complaint in one thing.
Well, and with the cliffhanger of the TV, you didn't get the blood fusion in the fireplace.
Yeah. The ampulla just sort of went away entirely.
Yes.
With much of the angst.
Oof. And Agatha, what a kick-ass demon she is.
I love Agatha. She was so great in this episode. Oh,
what a great change from the book.
Yes.
And I'm not saying she wasn't like that in the book, but we didn't get to see that side of Agatha in the book.
Not at all.
No.
She started out scattered and like
dreamy. She was very dreamy
dreamy, and slanted the reader's view of what demons are like.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Not the first book anyway. We didn't get that. I love her. She's fantastic.
And I think they did themselves, I mean, in one sense, they did a favor to the character and really helped enhance the character. But on the other hand, it was sort of a disservice to the overall narrative because they didn't just explain demons at all, kind of thing.
Right.
Because a lot of people are still having a hard time grasping the concept of what a demon is, because the demons are as varied as regular humans. I mean,
yes,
and witches too.
Well, witches all have magic, which set them apart from humans. And I think the thing is,
different kinds of magic, though.
Well, yeah, but my point being is, witches have some sort of magic attached to them, whereas the demons are just looking at them, going, "Okay, they're like talented humans. What makes them different, or more?" And I guess part of it was even the really dreamy aspects of Sophie weren't as played up as they were in the book. I mean, we didn't get to see her mugs, and we didn't get her to, like, she wasn't like quite so matter of fact about, oh yeah, when I talked to my grandma and who, oh, by the way, she's dead and all that. I mean, and I understand with the time constraints.
Did we get to, we didn't get to hear about her dad being a sailor and knowing the knots.
We just know that her dad gave her the statue. Right. So,
yes.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of left disjointed with this episode. It's like, I loved it. However, the ending kind of like, okay, I'm stuck here till next year.
It, like you said, it always left you wanting more. And it was like the whole scene with the goddess. Oh,
yeah.
Just everything with Matthew and the scene with the goddess and the aftermath just left me wanting. It's like, God, I wish you had 10 more minutes to this episode so we could have the sucking the life out of the tree and more of the horror of everybody witnessing her making it. And did she really make a deal with the goddess? I mean, it wasn't as impactful as it was in the book.
Well, and you know what made it as impactful in the book was the bishop ancestor saying, "Oh, I don't know if you should do that."
Yeah.
I missed the ghost.
And you didn't see any ghosts, right?
Right.
And the aftermath too, because it seemed like Diana bounced back much faster, and there wasn't the whole urgency of Matthew needing to feed in order to heal, and the moral dilemma that was created by that for him. And
Diana was basically on an IV for pretty much 2 days after that incident.
Yeah, she was. It kind of is distracting in the TV show because it kept flopping while Matthew was talking. I'm like, get that IV out of the bloodline is just hanging there.
Yeah.
Fix that shot. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
The two things that I missed, little things, the no Halloween scene.
Oh, yeah.
And I missed Hamish doing the tiger poem.
And the wills.
And the wills.
Yes.
And that, because the will section was just really hammered. It's like, wait a minute, you just mated with a vampire. This is what this means. You know, you get the house and
with his enormous estate.
And the fact that he did it before he even said he loved her or anything. He did it before. And then it's like, oh my God, Matthew went back to plan for this.
He may not have told me this, but he made up his mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is kind of...
as a reader of the books, you think, oh my gosh, this guy is, not loaded like in a gold digging way, but like this guy, they've been everywhere and they have far-reaching tentacles.
Well, when that happened, it was like, to me, it was momentous. It's like, wow, he decided she was it, like pages and pages and pages and pages and pages before he told her.
Yes.
And that was just so profound for me.
When he took off to go to Oxford, something clicked where he was like, I got to put together a will. I got to put together an estate. I got to hook Diana up.
Well, I've got to take care of her.
And so it was like, I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me, Matthew? God. So, that was great. Oh, the witchfire scene. I was like, when I first saw that, the first time I saw that, where her hands went on fire and she just drew back and this arrow appeared. I'm like, that's what that looks like. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I could never picture it.
And it was so beautiful.
No.
They did such a good job.
Beautiful. And her eyes. Did you see her eyes too?
Yeah, they were like flame on, man.
Yeah. Fire starter.
I know. Yeah, I definitely saw the eyes. Whew. Yeah, good episode.
But that scene with Juliet in the books, it went on for longer, obviously, but it was just even creepier in the books because, she was talking to them for so long and she wanted to kiss Diana, didn't she?
Yeah. I think she did kiss her.
Yeah.
I think she did kiss Diana. So I was like, wow, this is a lot of analyzing she's got to do before she decides,
there was a lot of creepy hot,
sucks.
like I said, creepy hot going on there. Like, no, I don't know about this.
I have to say, though, Alarica, she really did a good job conveying to me how frustrated she was with her life. The ultimate fuck my life moment.
Yeah.
Fuck my life. Really? Fucking Gerbert raised me to just crave you and you don't even want me? What the hell?
Yeah. And she made the point of saying you abandoned me. And then just thinking, days before she abandoned Gerbert thinking it was going to be satisfying and it's not.
No. It wasn't everything it was cracked up to be.
She blew up all of her bridges and she was fucked.
Yeah. She had nothing to lose at that point. So
one change that I really, really liked was the arrival of Sophie and Nathaniel with Hamish. And now we know why, because of Agatha.
Yeah.
But in the books, when they just showed up, I'm like, they just showed up.
What? Just knocking on the door like, hey, we're here.
And of course, I didn't trust them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was weird.
And Hamish's talk with Diana didn't seem so ominous.
Yeah. No.
In the books, it really did, because it was like, he's not going to be the same person.
He didn't seem very friendly in that talk either. He was not very approving in the book.
It didn't. I think it was more, look, I'm just going to come at you straight and say, he's not going to be the same person. And she wanted to argue, yes, he is. He's going to be my Matthew. There was an argument there.
Yeah.
I like this approach for the TV show because I don't want anybody hating hating on my Hamish. Come on, man.
Oh, no, not at all.
Awesome. Oh, man.
The other thing that wasn't as ominous as in the book was the Faustus book.
That's true.
She's like, Christopher Marlowe? He's like, yep.
Yeah. You mean my friend Chris?
Yeah, because in the books, she picked up that he had a love for him.
Yeah, he was in love with him.
Yes.
So in the book. So I'm not sure if they're going to take that route in series 2.
Or it's just a surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Although I don't know why it's a surprise. The book's been out forever. So, if you want your spoilers, just pick up the book and see what's going to happen. So I'd have to say Discovery Witches, they stuck to the story pretty well.
Yes.
Good old Matthew Claremont. He attracts stalkers of all persuasions.
That's right.
Yes.
Like attracts like.
Right.
Oh, wow. Anything else before we wrap this last episode up, guys?
I can't wait for more.
I know. So stay tuned to us next week, and we are going to do a binge watch of all the episodes. And those of you who are discussers,
you'll get to hear.
You got that email. And I hope you wrote into us and told us how you feel about any of the episodes, okay? We'll pick the ones that we can read and read them out loud. And
maybe have a couple of special guests to talk about their favorites.
Maybe. I think we have a special guest for our binge watch episode, and we have a couple of special guests for our wish list.
Yes.
Which is going to be hilarious.
Totally hilarious.
Yeah, that should be hilarious. But until then, I hope you enjoyed these 8 episodes. I'm so happy you listened to us. Happy you enjoyed it. Stuck around with us. And if you enjoyed it, hey, subscribe. You think you might want to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And also, if you enjoyed it, how about leaving us that 5-star review? Hey, come on now.
Keep Angela alive.
Keep Angela alive. All right. So let's say goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Demon kiss.
Mwah. We'll talk to you next week.
Demons Discuss and Demons Domain are independent and not affiliated with Bad Wolf, Sky One, Sundance Now, and Shudder. Clips of the TV show and soundtrack are used for the purpose of commentary only. The soundtrack is an original score by Rob Lane and the Chamber Orchestra of London.